Shalom, Apostle. I come back at you with this truth, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai, and I'm going to entitle this Scholar or Parrot. And pretty much I'm going to speak on, we've been going back and forth with Nazariah of, Shai Israelite, IATR, and he was a former, I would say, pupil, use the word pupil, or part of a Great Millstone. And, he received a lot of breakdowns, which now he's pretty much changing the breakdown, saying that if we broke it down the wrong way, it really means this, and Babylon is not America. Now he's even saying the missiles, in Isaiah 13. I don't even listen to all his videos. I just listen to little bits and pieces of his videos. I'll try harder to listen to his stomach, his whole whatever video he puts up. But anyway, I call this video Scholar or Parrot, because what we found out through the years is that you got a lot of people. When we got on YouTube, I'm going to say this, prior to 2007, the summer or July of 2007, this is before we got on YouTube. Had we never, opened a page on YouTube, I'm talking about Great Millstone, and put up these videos, pretty much none of you guys, except the other Israelite groups that were up there before us, like IUIC and GOCC, and I believe Zabak was up there. That's when Priest Bun Lawyer, was living. They had a camp, up the street from us, which Zabak still does. But anyway, if we or none of these other groups ever came on YouTube, you guys that came up under us or came up under IUIC or ISUPK or GOCC, you would either be a Christian, a Muslim, a gangbanger, somebody that's locked up, somebody that's dead, or somebody that joined the military, or you have been doing a number of different things other than going out on the highways and the byways with a 12 tribes sign. In other words, you would be lost. Okay, we here at Great Millstone, we learned this from our teachers before us. The highest teacher being who I call High Priest Ariah. And you read about this, you hear about the splits that took place, and we found out, through the years that Ariah went off a little here and there, not much. And we, through the Spirit of the Most High, changed a few things here and there. Like, for example, when the split happened, or prior to the split, Cornelius, they were teaching that Cornelius was an Edomite. And after the split, we found out that Cornelius is actually an Israelite, and we got kicked out of that first split, the house of David. And the people that were part of kicking us out because of the fact that we taught that Cornelius was an Israelite, one man was this guy, Nathaniah, that was his name back then. Since then he has changed, and now he teaches that Cornelius is a Israelite. Now, if you do a video on that, the first thing you're supposed to say is, years ago you taught that and believed that Cornelius was an Edomite, but now you see that Cornelius is an Israelite. And you were supposed to say, I'd like to apologize to Tahar and Gabar and Rakar, and whoever first brought that out. And that's showing a sense of hypocrisy. And like I said, and I've been saying recently, the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai will start judging these these groups out here if they're leading the people astray. Anyway, switching gears a little bit, I made a couple of recent videos, and matter of fact, let me go to them. Oh, before that, I'm gonna read the definition of a scholar, the word scholar. A scholar. This is from the Merriam-Webster dictionary, online dictionary. Definition of scholar: a person who attends a school or student under a teacher, which means he's a pupil. Now, Nazarayala, and many of you that have broken off and started your own thing, and now changing what we taught you, you started as a pupil, and that's the definition. One of the definitions of a scholar: a person who attends a school or studies under a teacher, a pupil. So you would have to acknowledge who your teachers are. 2, a person who has done advanced study in a special field, a learned person, or a holder of a scholarship. That's number 3. See, you came up under us, and there's videos that you have on your page that you acknowledge that you came up under the Teachers of Great Millstone. Now all of a sudden, pretty much everything that we teach, what are you going to change next? The mark of the beast is an embargo in Christianity? Because I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, the reason why I put this video together, I'm kind of all over the place, is because I asked the question. Let me go to the video. Okay, the video is entitled Daniel 11, 1 and 2, what are the names of the other 3? And somebody put a comment and named the 3. And what I did was I took the comment down and I sent that individual a message, private message, saying, don't take it the wrong way. I took it down because what these guys are good at, they'll get all the breakdowns that you gave them, all the scriptures that you broke down and said this means this and that means that, and then they'll go back and they'll go through it and say, wait a minute, you went off on this, you went off on that, this doesn't mean this and this doesn't mean that. And this clown, faithful to God, does the same goddamn thing. They go to the scriptures that we broke down, and anybody could do that. Anybody could say, read what somebody broke down and say that doesn't mean this and this doesn't mean that. But when it comes to the scriptures that we didn't teach you, like I asked Nazarayala to please break down Daniel 9 verse 27. And one of his recent videos, he came back and said, I'll get back to you. Now, why would you say that if you already have the answer? You have an unction from the Father, and you know all things, pursuant to 1 John 2 verse 20. So you would have just gave me the answer. Then you said, and it's in this video, you spoke about Daniel 11 chapter, and you said Aphaxadad, and you said Darius, you said Aphaxadad, and you said Cyrus, which Cyrus is not a part of, has nothing to do with Daniel 11 verses 1 and 2. Aphaxadad has nothing to do with Daniel 11, 1 and 2. So, my question is, I want you to go to a scripture that we never broke down to you and break that down. And stop playing like you are some master teacher, which you're not. And now you're beginning to eat your words. So when you change one thing, you have to change another thing. Then you have to change another thing, because when you say this particular scripture means that, it doesn't mean what the apostles or the elders of GMS broke down. It really means that. So then somebody might say, well, okay, well, if that's the case, this precept lines up with that precept. So what does this mean? So now you have to change that. There's a lot of things that you have to change, man. And this proves that the Most High is not dealing with you. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I said if we never got on YouTube, man, if none of the Israelites got on from One West, put up one video, you would either be a Muslim, a Baptist, a Methodist, locked up in the prison system, dead. You might have joined the military, or you might have settled down and become a family man. You know, celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas and and you know, having a future for your children, if you have any, you know, of going to college. You know, there's so many routes you could take in life. But one thing you wouldn't be doing is being out there on the highways and the byways teaching His word, man. And you know, like I said, we've been telling you that the Most High is going to make an example out of you, man. And the scripture that we bring up a lot on you is Proverbs 29, verse 1. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it. Because you, as they say, you're faking the funk, man. You're trying to come off as this great teacher, and you're not. And all you are is nothing but a mockingbird. Okay, this is Proverbs 29:1. He that being often reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. And like I said, we've seen your kind before. And you know what's ironic is you got other guys that are down with you that also either got kicked out of GMS or left GMS. And anytime, you know, you fancy yourself as, I guess, the top prophet of your crew, and anytime you make a statement and say this scripture means this, or it doesn't mean that, pursuant to what the elders or the apostles of Great Millstone says it means that, and these guys just jump on the bandwagon, man. They just jump on the bandwagon. So they're all deceived. Whatever thing you could, whether it be the flat earth or whatever you come up with, they don't want to show any disunity, so they'll go with it, man. You know, the bottom line, you guys are playing games, man. This is not something to play with. And you're gonna find that out, man, when the Most High deals with you. Yeah, I'm gonna leave y'all with one last scripture. This is Matthew 15, verse 14. Let them alone; they be blind leaders of the blind. And that's what you are. You are a blind leader of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. So, you know, you men, because he's not gonna change. You know, that pride, then, you know, Satan got him. All right. I got one more scripture. Just came on mine. And this is in the law. It says Leviticus 19, verse 14. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear the Most High. I am Yahweh. So you can put the law. Basically, this law is talking about putting. You see a blind man coming, you put down a big rock or whatever to make him fall, so you can laugh at him. That's on the physical level. But you can also put up spiritual stumbling blocks where people stumble over the word. I got another scripture that came to me. 1 Corinthians 8 verse 9. It said, but take heed lest by any means this liberty of yours, because now you talking about how you're free from us. So okay, you're free now. You can do what the hell you want to do, right? It says, but take heed lest by any means this liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak. So basically, you're using these guys around you that are weak. They're not gonna question what you're teaching because they think you're the master teacher. It says in Romans 14 verse 13. Let us not therefore judge one another anymore, but judge this rather, that no man put a stumbling block or an occasion to fall in his brother's way. And that's exactly what you're doing. It says in Romans 11 verse 7, it says, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So ultimately, if you are one of the ones that are blinded, then you're going to lead other people into that ditch. 8 verse, according as it is written, the Most High have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. Until what today's date is December 3rd, 2017. Unto this day, man, you're in a sleep, and you're basically a parrot. That's all you are. You're a parrot, man. Because if you taught the same thing that we taught, then people would say, well, wait a minute, then why did you lead them guys if you're teaching the same thing that they're teaching? And 9th verse, and David saith, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. And that's what's happening to him now. That's why he's messing up these breakdowns. It says, let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always. Like I said, you're just faking the funk. That's all you're doing. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.